Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be pulling 10 sacred shards on each of my accounts. I haven't forgotten this time. I didn't get excited on my lunch break at work on Friday, and I've held off pulling all of these shards right so I could video it, so I could put it on my YouTube channel. This should, in theory, if we have a look at my Pythion fusion, so we've got 80 out of 100, so there's 20 points in the summoning event. So hopefully after I've done this and I've pulled some even more legendaries in theory, we should have enough to pull Pythion. I'm not going to fuse him yet. I'm going to wait till the next fusion or next event so he can be used towards my champion chase points, because I think you get 375 points from pulling a legendary. So I'm just going to leave him be, leave the fragments as they are, and then pull him when it's the right time, so I get a sort of double whammy. A couple of shout outs. I did actually pull Pythion. If anyone's watched my my videos before, I pulled Pythion on my Kale account. This is my Galek account. I pulled him and Cougar Death Bell. So I will actually have 2 Pythions on my Kale account, which apparently is going to be the next meta. Also, on my last video, I did a shard pool video of Ancients, and I was talking about getting Mountain King. I wanted Mountain King just because it's Mountain King. He's not really in the meta anymore, but I feel like he's one of those sort of standout champions that everyone always wanted. You know, he used to bust your ass in Arena. He has fallen off a little bit, but he's just one of those standout champions that everyone wants. And last Sunday, when I was pulling the couple of Ancients that I had left over from Clan Boss on Sunday, I actually pulled Mountain King. So there he is on my account. I've leveled him up to 50 because it was the champion training event. So I've leveled all of my legendaries up to 50. And yeah, I pulled him. I don't think I'm going to necessarily need to use him, but there he is in all his glory. What a guy! What a champion! Yeah, I don't really have much else to say on that. Like, him and Duchess were my 2 sort of big champions that I wanted when I first started playing the game, and on my Galek account I now have them both. So let's get into pulling some shards, guys. So another bit of controversial news is that we need to basically be pulling 10 sacreds for this summoning event, which is, before it was around 7 sacreds to be able to get all the points, so they've clearly ranked it up. I don't know if that's going to happen in the future, or if it's just because Polarium and Raid know that Pythion is so good, but it's 500 points per sacred shard, and we need 5,000 points essentially. So I'm going to pull. I'm quite lucky, and I've been hoarding my resources, so I can pull those. But for other people that might not have that ability, or might not have such an established account at this time, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, to be honest. Especially if you've only been saving 7, you need to use other shards to make up those points, and historically it's always been 7 sacreds to be able to get the champion. But enough said, let's get into pulling sacred shards. I just need to make a little bit of room, and then I'll be right back with you. And there we go, guys. Already we got 10 slots available for 10 sacreds. There is a ×10 event. I'm just gonna say, if I pull a Brogni, I'll be really happy with that. I've seen Brogni in these infinity teams that are just it's crazy damage on Clan Boss. I have just re-geared my Kale account Clan Boss team, so it's now on a Batman Eater comp, which is a 2-for-1 for every turn of the Clan Boss. And I did my first 1 key, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll grab a screenshot of that and show you once we get onto that account, and I can sort of have a bit of a chat about that. So let's go. Brogni is on the cards, and I want him. First sacred. An epic. Basilisk. Alright in Faction Wars, but no good for my account. Another epic. Not a good start. Hope. No thank you. Let's put another one. Let's go. I want to see Brogni a legendary. It's Duchess. That's my second Duchess on this account. I pulled her quite a long time ago. She really transformed my dungeon teams. She's got the all revive, the AoE revive, damage reduction on her passive, and a veil on her other skill. And she does a shield on her A1 for the champion with the lowest HP. So she absolutely transformed my dungeon account. And if you pull her, you're very lucky, and you should absolutely level her straight away and put her into all of your teams. But I've already got one. maybe I can times 2 her. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. Next up, another epic. Lodric, no thank you. Another epic. Miscreated Monster. This is actually the first miscreated on this account. So he might do quite well just slotting into my spider team. I'll have to weigh it up. My spider team's around about 2 minutes at the moment. So if he can increase that speed, then he'll be going straight into my spider team. If not, he's probably just food, to be honest. But let's go. Let's do another one. Another epic. Suren. I don't know anything about Suren. Poison on the A1. Weaken on the A2. And decrease. So, clan boss champion, I would say. Or a dragon champion, potentially. But by the looks of things, 40%, 50% chance of placing a poison. I mean, is there other champions out there for dragon that can do better poisoning to kill the boss? I don't know. I haven't seen her in many clan boss teams, so I wouldn't say she's used very often. But let's go. Let's put another one. Another epic. Sandlash Survivor. I've already got loads of Sandlash copies, or I've got one and I've had many more. Not for me. Let me just see how many more have we got. We've got 3 more sacreds to go. Let's get into it. Another epic. Yellow Grinner. Not one that I've had much time with. Probably my first copy of. Increase attack, decrease attack, block buffs, block active skills. Could be quite handy. Could be quite handy in faction wars. Not someone I've seen much screen time for, and I watch quite a lot of content creators. Not a champion that I've seen a lot of. Let's get on to the next shard. Another epic. Well, we got a Duchess at least. Trash on, I call him. Not for me. Let's just get past that one straight away. And one more epic. Flesh Terror. No, thank you. Alright guys, that's my 10 sacreds. We'll have a look at the event just to make sure that I got all those points. Yes, thank you. I'll put up those fragments and we can go. I'll pick up these rewards in a minute. I don't necessarily need any of them now. I'm thinking about putting a Batman Forever team on my Galek account as well. If I'm one keying on my Kale account, I want to be doing exactly the same thing on this account. I keep them quite level. I pay them just as much as each other. There's no bias to either one. So I will be looking at redoing my clan boss team for my Galek account. Let's look at the fusion. There he is, Pythion, 100 out of 100. I am going to try and get as many more fragments as I can in all of the events, just in case there's a chance that we can gain fragments later on. I have a head start. I don't think they've done it a couple of times, but then normally it's you need to pay real money, which both my accounts are free to play, so I won't be doing that. But you never know, there might be an event later on in the future because he's such a good champion to pull him again. Maybe, I don't know. But there we have it on my Galek account. We got Duchess. We didn't get the Brognu we wanted, but Duchess is a great champion. I'll log into my other account and I'll pull the other shards on that account. And here we are, guys, on my Kale account. So yeah, this morning I did my first ever Ultra Nightmare 1 key with the Batman Forever comp that I've just built. So that comp, I'll just quickly go through it. I did pull from a shard, I pulled another Helicaf from the fusion. So I've got 2 Helicafs. So they're my 2 unkillable champions. I've got Fane in there, Seeker of course to make it the 2-1, and Doom Priest to make it affinity friendly. I'll just pop a picture in just to show you my 1 key if I've got a picture. If not, I'll try and take one and have it ready for my next video. Just quickly, before we get into it, in my fragment summons, I'll show you, where is he? Pythion, second from the list. So there we go, we got 80 out of 100, so I just need to put another 20 fragments and he's ready to go. Don't forget guys, I do have Pythion on this account already. I leveled him up to 50. I haven't 6-starred him yet, but there he is, Pythion waiting to go. So hopefully once I pull the other one, I'll have 2 Pythions on my account. I probably will put them in an arena defense, and they might even go into some of my dungeon teams because of the damage reduction. I'll just quickly make some space, guys, and then I'll be right with you, and we'll pull these 10 tech grids. Here we go, guys. So we've got 10 slots available. Again, I'm just hoping for a Brogni. Brogni would change either of my accounts completely. It's a bit of a shame. If I do pull him, I've just redone my clan boss team, and I will absolutely have to redo it again if I pull a Brogni, just because I've seen those massive numbers in those clan boss hits. I can't remember. Brogni, I think, was a fusion, and I can't remember why I didn't do it. I think I heard from some of the content creators I watch on YouTube that he wasn't going to be very good. So if there's a lesson to anyone there, don't listen, make your own judgment, because he has cranked out some absolutely... And he's just a champion that can't be replaced. There's no one else that does the same job as him. So for me, he should have been an absolute must to get as a fusion or a fragment summon. But here we are. We all make mistakes. So let's get into these shard pulls and hopefully we pull one. So first one out the gate, Brogni. No, it's an epic. Romero, I've heard he's awful. Don't use him. Oh, well, I don't personally use him. Another epic. Oathbound. I think I already used Oathbound in my Faction Wars team. Faction Wars completion is my next sort of project after I've put 1 key on both Ultra Nightmare clan bosses on both my accounts. I want to be able to complete Faction Wars. Ripper, not for me. It's not looking good, guys. Vogoth, I've already got a copy. I think my Vogoth is level 50, just waiting in the wings to be ranked up. Anax, I've never really used Anax. People say that Anax is a crazy clan boss team, but I've never personally used him. I've always just used. My default has always been Frozen Banshee, just because she throws out so many poisons. And if you're doing a 1-for-1 clan boss team, which generally most of mine have been, because it's hard to get that speed gear you need to be able to make a 2-for-1. Frozen Banshee's just been the one with a counter attack, and the poisons on her A1. She just fills up the turn meter, not the turn meter, the debuff bar on the clan boss. So for me, she's always been my go-to. But if I'm going to be moving on to a 2-for-1 or maybe 3-for-1 in the future, then maybe some of these other champions might come into the team. Not sure at this point, but yeah, I'm using Thane on this account because she brings the decreased defense and weaken. And if I'm going to make the Batman Forever on my Galek account, I have Dracomorph. So both of those are sort of no-brainer champions in this situation. But let's keep going. Another epic. Tomoe maybe? Not a champion I've used. Would have a quick look through the skills. Still 1 random buff. Decrease attack. Counter attack, but just for 1. Oh yeah, a counter attack for 1 target ally, so probably not that great. I've got all 3 counter attack champions, AoE counter attack champions on this account, so counter attack isn't really a thing for me. It's not really a worry for me. So let's keep going. Another epic. Hexia, get out of here. A legendary, finally! It's a Pythion! No, that can't be right. That's with the fusion, that's my 3rd Pythion. That can't be right. I can't believe it. I am lost for words. My Kale account has 3 Pythions on it. That's got to be some sort of joke. Someone's playing a joke on me there. Well, I can't believe it. I'll be taking a screenshot once I have them all leveled to 60. 3 Pythions. That is ridiculous. That could just be my whole arena team, my whole arena defense. Put a Duchess in there. I don't even know. So the passive is is damage reduction. So as you can see from the passive there, ally receives 5% less damage from skills for each buff on them, stacks up to 25%. So if this is, I can't remember what you call it, so if they all add on top of each other, I have a minimum of 75% damage reduction. And with a Duchess in there, which I don't have on this account, but with a Duchess in there, it's going to be even more. Or if I pull another Pythion, which might actually happen, it could be up to 100% damage reduction. And obviously, it's not going to make my champions unkillable. That's not how it works. I don't know the rule that Polarium or Raid have, but yeah, you'll never be unkillable from damage reduction. My third Pythion. That is crazy. But let's keep going so I can actually get my third one. 3 Pythions. Another epic. Hossakrul. Not a champion I've ever used. 3 Pythions. Something's wrong here. Imagine if I pull a Duchess as well. I think this might be my last one. Let me double check. Yeah, that's my last one. So there we have it, guys. I pulled my second Duchess on my Galek account, no Brogni. And I pulled my third Pythion on my Kale account, which, just saying out loud, just seems all sorts of wrong. Everything else was pretty trash. There was a couple of standout champions in there, but nothing I need or nothing I use. So so there you have it. Let me just go to my champions. I will just pull up the event. Let's collect those fragments. 1, 2, so that's 20. Go back to the fusion. Or the fragment summon, sorry. 100 out of 100, so that's 1 Pythion. The other one I've leveled to 50. There's 2 Pythion. And then the last one, there we go. Level 1, 5-star Pythion. I don't really know what to say, guys. I need to get them all together and make a screenshot and put it online somewhere, because people are not going to believe this. Anyway, guys, maybe the title of my video should just be Pythion. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.